Most welcome, all of you. In this video, today we will learn about reaction in chemistry. In chemistry, we will learn what is a reaction, and its types. Right? Very first, we need to know what is a reaction in chemistry. What is reaction? Let us start this video with the definition of reaction. A reaction is nothing. A reaction is nothing more than only a process. It is only a process. A reaction is a process. A reaction is a process. Is only a process in which the composition, property, and properties and structure structures change of a system. A reaction is only a process in which the composition, property, and structure cells of a system. This process is known as reaction. And mainly the reaction are only two types. There are only two types of reaction. Only two types, not more than two. Very first, we know the types of reaction. For example, only now we need to understand the example with the example of reaction. As here, as a reactant Mg plus O, it has been already given in class 10 NCERT books. Mg plus O2, after the reaction, the product is in form of MgO, and it is a balanced chemical equation. In this system, it is a system. Mg plus O2, it is a system, and the property of the product is different than the property of both the Mg and oxygen. The property of MgO is not similar like Mg or O2. The property of Mg is not available in MgO, and the property of oxygen is also unavailable in MgO. So we get that in this process, the composition, property, and structure has been changed. All these factors have been changed in this process, so it will be known as the name of reaction. Now, let us know about the types of reaction. What is reaction? What is reaction? Now, we will learn about types of reaction. Types of reaction. How many kinds of reaction are there? There are only two main types of reactions. Very first, it has been already told you about this reaction. Very first, it is chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. And second, nuclear reaction. First chemical and second nuclear. In chemical reaction, now we will learn about chemical reaction and nuclear reaction. What is chemical reaction? The reaction in which the electron of atom participate in reaction. Such type of reaction is known as chemical reaction. In this type of reaction, electrons participates in reaction. And nuclear reaction, in this type of reaction, nuclear of atom participates. In chemical equation, the electrons of atom participate in chemical in reaction, and nuclear reaction, the nuclear of atom participate in reaction. Now let us understand about chemical reaction. What is chemical reaction? What is chemical reaction? A chemical reaction in which only electrons of atom participates in reaction, such type of reaction is known as chemical reaction. And the kinds of chemical reaction we cannot fix about it, that how many kinds of chemical equation, chemical reaction. We can only define all types of chemical reaction by their definition according to the fact related that reaction. Sometimes the reaction in the reaction, the reactants combined, reactant is decomposed, and reactants or object is dissociated. Now let us understand about types of chemical reaction. There are a number of types of chemical reaction. Very first, we know, and maybe that we have already learnt about it, that very first we will learn about combination reaction. Combustion reaction, combination reaction, or composition reaction. Combination reaction, combination reaction, combination reaction. It is a type of chemical reaction in which two or more than two reactants combine with each other to form a new type of product. And the property of new type of product and the structure of new type of product and the composition of the new type of product is different than reactants. Such type of reaction in which two or more than two reactants means that in given above example we get that magnesium and oxygen are two types of reactants, two reactants, and the product is already here given in, it has been already given in form of MgO, and we get that as a product MgO, and by the combination of Mg and oxygen, by the combination of Mg, magnesium and oxygen, the product is in form of MgO, magnesium oxide. So it is a type of combination reaction. It has been found in several maximum combination reaction. Maximum combination reaction, heat is produced also a little amount, sometimes little amounts or maximum amounts. Sometimes we get maximum amount of heating energy. For example, a breathing process. In breathing process, as we know that we inhale oxygen through our nose, only oxygen. We inhale oxygen, and again after some time, not more than 1 second, when we throw out after inhaling carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is a combination of carbon and oxygen, and we know that the thrown out air is come out with a little amount of heating energy. For example, you can see here, we get some heating energy during the process of breathing. So C plus O2 also provides CO2 and heat. It is a type of combination reaction. But with the combination, this reaction produces heating energy, so it is known as the name of exothermic reaction also. Exothermic reaction. It is a type of exothermic reaction. Means that we get here near about all the combination reaction are exothermic reaction, because of all the combination reaction produce heating energy. So we cannot separate both the types of chemical reaction, combination and exothermic. We can say that all the combination reaction are exothermic reaction. But sometimes we have to define both the reaction one by one. So we need to understand it is a type of combination reaction. Again, next, decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. A reaction in which a single object, single compound is decomposed after getting heating energy. Suppose that we have CaCO3, calcium carbonates. It is known as the name of limestone. Limestone. It is limestone. When we provide heating energy to limestone, it is decomposed into two parts, CaO, calcium oxide, plus CO2. In this reaction, you can see here that calcium carbonate is a single object, and when we provide heating energy to it, it is decomposed into two main parts. And we can also say here that we are providing heating energy, means that this reaction is taking heating energy. This reaction is taking, it is not producing heating energy like combination reaction. In combination reaction, this reaction already produce heating energy. So combination reaction is known as exothermic reaction. But in this reaction, in decomposition reaction, we get that when we provide heating energy, then it is decomposed into two main parts. So decomposition reaction is known as the name of endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Now, as a result, we can say that we cannot separate both the types of reaction, means that decomposition reaction and endothermic reaction. Both the reaction are same reaction. So decomposition reaction is known as the name of endothermic reaction, but sometimes we need to learn both the reaction one by one separately. So now we will define this, that combination reaction, a reaction in which two or more than two reactants combine with each other. This type of reaction is known as combination reaction. But we can say also maximum combination reaction or exothermic reaction, means that by the combination of two or more than two reactants, when the product is in form of single, then the reaction produce already heating energy. This reaction is producing heating energy. In decomposition reaction, this reaction needs extra heating energy, so it is known as endothermic reaction. Two types of reactions have been described here in front of you. So you can say, now let us know about third, this dissociation reaction. Dissociation reaction. In decomposition and dissociation, in both the process, in decomposition and dissociation, in both the process, a single compound is decomposed into two main parts. In both the reaction, decomposition and dissociation, a single compound is decomposed into two main parts. But here is a little difference, that it is decomposition reaction is a non-reversible reaction. Non-reversible reaction. It is non-reversible reaction. Non-reversible reaction. And dissociation is a reversible reaction. Suppose that, for example, PCl5 phosphorus pentachloride getting heating energy, it is changed, it is decomposed, dissociated into two main parts, PCl3 phosphorus trichloride plus Cl2. But the possibility of formation of phosphorus pentachloride is possible. Here in this reaction, it can be that by the combination of phosphorus trichloride and chlorine gas, it can form again product in form of phosphorus pentachloride. But in decomposition reaction, there is impossible. There is impossible that CaO plus CO2 will form CaCO3. Here in this chemical reaction, it is impossible. But in this chemical reaction, here is the possibility of phosphorus trichloride will combine with chlorine and will produce a product in form of phosphorus pentachloride. So there is a little difference that decomposition reaction is non reversible, but dissociation reaction is reversible reaction. A reversible reaction. It is a type of both the types of decomposition and dissociation. In both the type of reaction, a single compound is decomposed, dissociated in two or more than two types of compounds. Now, go forward. Let us know about four type of chemical reaction. Displacement reaction. Displacement. Displacement reaction. There are two types of displacement reaction. There are two types of displacement reaction. Let us know about displacement reaction. What is displacement reaction? In this type of reaction, the ions of reactants are displaced by someone. The reactants helps to change, helps in changing of ions of reactants. Such type of reaction are known as displacement reaction. Here, in displacement reaction, there are two main types of displacement reaction: single displacement and double displacement. Single displacement and double displacement. Double displacement. In single displacement, a single atom, a single atom displaces the ion of a compound. In single displacement, a single atom, suppose that here we have a compound NaCl. When NaCl comes in contact of K potassium, it provides the product in form of KCl plus Na. Means that the product NaCl, the reactant in reactants parts, NaCl is changed into KCl with the help of K, as we know that K is more reactive. In displacement reaction, there is the possibility of changing of ions only when the one of the given ion is more reactive and other one is less reactive. So potassium is more reactive than NaCl. So potassium displaces Na from its compound and form potassium chloride. Na is separated from this compound. Here in this reaction, we get that a single atom displaces Na, a single atom, from its compound and takes place. So this reaction will be known as the name of single displacement. And in double displacement reaction, when in reactant part there are two compounds, suppose that there are two compounds NaOH plus HCl. NaOH plus HCl. OH is negative ion, Na positive ion, H positive ion, Cl negative ion. When the two compounds react with each other, two compounds react with each other, now it is unable to capture in my camera. So let us write this chemical reaction in upside. Let us know about double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. In double displacement reaction, when two reactants react with each other, two compounds, suppose that for example NaOH plus HCl react with each other, they interchange their ions, positive ion Na, OH negative ion, H positive ion, Cl negative ion. They interchange their ions. Na will go with NaCl, NaCl. It will form NaCl and H. When H positive ion will combine with OH, it will provide the compound in form of H2O. In this chemical reaction, we get that both the reactants are changing their ions with each other. So this type of reaction will be known as the name of double displacement reaction. It is also a type of reaction, and this reaction is known as the name of also one another name also can be given it neutralization reaction. So hence we get that there are a number of types of chemical reaction. We cannot fix by the digit that how many types of chemical reaction are there. We can define only by the name. Suppose that someone asks you a question, what is double displacement reaction? No one can ask you how many kinds of chemical reaction. It may be that someone will ask you that what is a reaction and how many kinds of reaction. How many kinds of reaction? If someone asks you how many kinds of reaction are there in chemistry, then the answer will be only one, that there are only two main types of chemical reactions. Two main types of reaction. Very first, chemical reaction. Second, nuclear reaction. We cannot fix by the digit that how many kinds of chemical reaction. We can only define by the name, as the name has been given: double displacement reaction, combination reaction, reversible reaction, non reversible reaction, neutralization reaction, displacement reaction, single displacement reaction, primary displacement reaction. So we need to understand one by one all the types of chemical reaction. Hence it is an example of double displacement reaction. Let us go forward and learn what is, again, next type. What is primary displacement reaction? Primary displacement reaction, single displacement reaction, mono displacement reaction. All the three names has been given to only single displacement reaction. So double displacement, it has been now described that when two reactions, two compounds during chemical reaction changes their ions, this type of reaction is known as double displacement reaction. Now let us go forward and know about neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. It is also a type of reaction. You can say someone about it that what is neutralization reaction. You can define it that in neutralization reaction, when base and acid react with each other, base plus acid react with each other, they produce their product in form of salt plus water. Salt plus water. This type of reaction is known as neutralization reaction. And fourth, again, reversible reaction. It has been already explained during dissociation and decomposition. And I have told you about it that when in this decomposition reaction is a non-reversible reaction, means that there is no possibility that the product again combine with each other to form the product in form of reactants. Such type of reaction is known as non-reversible reaction. And if the product, there is the possibility of combination of product again to form the product in form of reactants, this type of reaction is known as reversible reaction. So reversible and non-reversible reaction has been already told you in decomposition and dissociation part. Now let us know, again, go forward. Redox reaction. Redox reaction. The reaction redox, red plus ox. Red from reduction and ox from oxidation. A reaction in which both the type of reaction happens means that someone is being reduced, and someone is being other one is being oxidized. Such type of reaction is known as redox reaction. So all these are the definition and example of such type of reaction. Now we will learn more about it in next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you will understand all the types of chemical reaction and all the type of reaction and what is reaction, how many kinds of reaction are there. Thanks for watching.